Good evening, everybody. How's it going? My name is Joe Mojo, and welcome to MNW Firing Line. As stated earlier, I am your host. My co-host, as always, Feijin, is running a little late, but hey, ladies and gentlemen, that is perfectly fine. She will be here momentarily. And oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a fantastic show for you tonight. We have a bunch of contenders matches, a brand new title for MNW being debuted in the show. Oh boy, it is going to be fantastic. And Faye has posted out on social media. We'll be there in a bit, having to watch a baby for a bit. Yeah, I saw this child, and she brought in one of her pets. I mean, it was swaddled, so I guess, I don't know, it was... whatever, like, adoption place that she got these from is kind of crazy. But we have lingered on here for far too long. Let us get into the swing of things, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We are going to start, as always, with Friday Night Flashbang. Flashbang had a really good show this week. We had an unexpected showcase winner. We had two contenders crowned, as well as the beginning of the 16-man World Heavyweight Championship tournament. A tournament to decide who is going to be the next contender for Victor Vicious's World Heavyweight title. But I have talked about this for way too long. Let us get on into it. As we always do with Flashbang, we begin with a showcase match. Starting off, we have TK, the idol of Spectre Sonata. Coming in second, we have the Queen of Apex, Mizuki Napier. Coming in third, representing the Rebel Star, we have Aurelian Starhand. And then coming in fourth, the General Manager of Flashbang, hey, Mr. Rabbit. Coming in fifth, representing House Caliban, we got Donkey Kong. And then coming in sixth, representing Fabulous, the hardest wrestler in MNW, Fa Kim Wang. And then coming in next, ladies and gentlemen, representing Vaporwave, Rico Rose. And then coming in last, representing the Troll Train, the conductor himself, Tiki the Troll. And as always, it is an absolute brawl out the gate. And we got TK squaring up against Donkey Kong, Aurelian Starhand getting caught between a couple of rocks and a hard place with Wang. Mizuki and Rabbit going at it. Old school. Mizuki and Rabbit are very famous friends. They went up in the Ohio Indies together and everything before coming to MNW. And, of course, Rico versus Tiki the Troll. And Tiki the Troll coming up with a calf crusher out the gate, but gets a rope break for his troubles. Rico, very wise moves there. Very wise indeed. You got the Queen on the outside stalking her hunting grounds. Tiki going in for a cover. Two, kick out at two is Rico. And we got Wang just trapping Aurelian Starhand in the corner. And a figure four leg lock onto Rico. Is Rico going to tap? Are those legs as strong as his arms? Or has Tiki done so much damage that he cannot stand it? And Rico Rose withstands. He did not skip leg day. Going in for a cover on Aurelian Starhand, and Fuck Kim Wang has been concealed for now. I've been doing a poor thing on the innuendos, but you know what? We'll just ignore those. And now we got TK versus Starhand. Donkey Kong versus Rabbit. Mizuki Napier on the outside. Looks like she's trying to catch her breath, trying to re-evaluate her strategy. And another calf crusher onto Rico. TK setting up. Ooh! Insecurity into a Spanish fly. Going for that cover. Her and Tiki both boyfriend-girlfriend with conjoined covers. Aurelian Starhand has been eliminated. And Rico Rose 2-3 has been eliminated as well. That was actually kind of cute. Boyfriend and girlfriend covering their opponents together. I don't know. That's kind of nice. I think that's like what a lot of these couples in MNW strive for. And then here we have the hell right onto Tiki the Troll. Donkey King looks like he's trying to reevaluate himself. And a coil onto TK. TK being caught in this move probably one times too many. She knows how to withstand this move, how to get herself out of it as she does. Mizuki releasing the hold. Tiki trying to assess his own situation against Hey Mr. Rabbit. Rabbit coming in with those striking blows. Ooh, belly to belly suplex. Mizuki going in for that cover, and it looks like TK passed out from the coil. Your final four, which going by pretty quick in this recording of it. Your final four, Tiki the Troll. Oh God, Mizuki Napier and Hey Mr. Rabbit with that double suplex onto Tiki. Donkey King getting out of dodge. Very wise move, might I add. And then here we have the STF applied onto Tiki the Troll. Rabbit and Mizuki just waiting in the wings, waiting for an opportunity to get at Tiki. I think Tiki's been the most damaged so far in this entire match. Not really too sure myself. Ooh, Mizuki coming in for an opportunity. Ooh, and knees to the face. Oh, another belly to belly onto Tiki the Troll. Ooh, kick out at 2 is Donkey King. Tiki getting whipped into the ring. So yeah, Troll Train, I do have to mention, has been in a nice situation. Johan Milan won last week. Ooh, and we got a coil on Donkey King. And Donkey King taps out. Donkey King has been eliminated. But yeah, as I stated, speaking of the conductor trapping the Hey Mr. Rabbit inside of that figure 4 leg lock, Mizuki Napier catching her breath, just making sure that she's prepared for whomever is next. Mr. Rabbit has been eliminated, and now it is the Queen versus the Conductor. But yeah, if Tiki wins this showcase match, that is a second win in a row for the Troll Train as part of their stipulation, or I think they call it the Troll Train Challenge. Ooh, Mizuki's showing some very early dominance in this. Oh, going in for the sharpshooter. Sharpshooter applied. Shades of Hey Mr. Rabbit, actually. Coiling around the legs, and Tiki endures. You got to think about that if that troll regeneration is playing a huge part into this. Ooh, nice jumping clothesline there from Tiki. As he's feeding off the crowd. Going in for a troll toll. Going for a cover. 1, 2. Ooh, kick out at 2. Looks like Mizuki's paid the toll for now. And just, ooh, another dragon screw onto, ironically enough, onto the Komodo dragon-like lizard folk. Kind of funny, actually, now. Kind of ironic when you think about it, actually. Ooh, nice little suplex and neckbreaker combination. I think that's just like a, I can't remember what kind of suplex that is, but that was a very, very creative usage of the legs and like kind of trying to crane the neck. Looks like Tiki's trying to go in for a figure 4, but fakes out Mizuki. Mizuki pays the toll. Troll toll going in for that cover again. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this showcase match and win number 2 for the Troll Train, Tiki the Troll. Not gonna lie, everybody was surprised for this one. I mean, Lord knows I was as well, because like the odds-on favorite in this match was on Mizuki Napier. She is a very dominant force, and Tiki the Troll, through a force of not only resiliency, but also cunning and ingenuity, picks up the win. 3 wins remain. Oh, hey Faye, how's it going?
Hello. I just had to put the little one down for a bit, and I grabbed some poutine so we can snack on between segments. Sorry for the little wait, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent showcase, however. I did see the end of the footage here.
Oh, I was gonna say you brought poutine. Nice.
Yeah, it's
Hell,
okay, but munching between segments, we don't need that
of
on
course.
camera.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, that would be poor conduct to be eating while also on the
Yeah,
job
well, we've
on
we've
on
had
mic.
enough accidents with the equipment as well lately.
Yeah, I blame your worm. I mean your cat.
Yeah, Mr. Sprinkles, unfortunately, he gave himself a tummy ache when he tried to eat my modem router at home. So, yeah, no, I had to send him to the vet. He's okay, though. He barfed everything up, and I've got the replacement parts ready. But that's neither here nor there.
The more you say stuff like this, the more it concerns me.
The multiverse is a very big place, Joe.
Yeah, I've noticed and known for God 3 4 years now, going on 4. Jeez, it's been that long. Anyway, but yeah, that was a fantastic match, a fantastic showing from everybody involved, and as I mean, we can't say this enough. Very unexpected win from Tiki the Troll.
Well, it seems the training and their little well, not necessarily a contest, but their stipulations imposed on themselves is probably starting to bear its fruit. Just all of them are just having to improve. Just try out a couple of different things. I mean, and for Tiki, there's really there aren't a whole lot of bigger challenges than the Queen of Apex herself. I mean, she is not to
Oh
be underestimated whatsoever.
God, no! A dangerous combination of cunning, power, precision. Like each punch has the full force of like a Mack truck, as well as I mean her and her husband's the Napier patented coil trapping you essentially within their grasp. Actually,
The
that's
best in the business, ladies and gentlemen.
some of, but ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot more to go through. Coming up next, we got a singles match scheduled for one fall with a certain Pumpkin King. That's right, 1/3 of Doom, former Trios champion, Magic. And I will say it. I'll say it, ladies and gentlemen, it's spooky season. This is when Magic and Doom thrive. I don't care if it's not October yet. It is officially Halloween season. And fuck, speaking of unwanted guests, I think it's that ghost guy again. Yep. And got that jumping Larry to the back of the head of frickin' Magic there. He went after one. He went after one partner Doom in Zarek in the Night Reaper Zericus, and now he's trying to go for a second in Magic. Michael Macabre, thankfully, booked later on in the in the night, and here we just see Ghost just laying waste to Magic. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really much concerned with Magic here because I know Magic's already formulating a revenge plan, and that terrifies me.
Definitely, whoever this is a very bold individual. The cloak is a little bit new, though. I don't remember that last time.
Oh yeah, you're right, actually.
Maybe it's, oh, do you think, maybe he's not spooky. Maybe he's,
Ooh.
maybe ghost, like a call sign, you know? Like maybe he's got camo.
I mean, we've been calling him Codename Ghost for a while, like for like at the very least a couple of weeks.
Yeah, codename Ghost. I mean, he's got that kind of, well, obviously he's got some kind of martial expertise. I mean, he can handily I hate to say handily, but he's very adept and he's very prepared. I don't
Yeah.
know what the point of the ambushing is, unless he's actually a ghost and the arena's haunted now. Which no, thank you. And I do hope, because I do recall one CG Ghost, straight from the hard drive, is hoping to investigate the matter. Because this puts a bad name out there for the Spectral Sonata folks.
I think I believe the phrase mostly coined by friend of the channel, Mike Casterson, from Nexus Noah Professional Wrestling. He calls it a representative of the living impaired. But
hopefully we don't see more of him because this is becoming
nah.
a regular thing now.
Oh, it's becoming a regular thing, and that's kind of the issue. Is he's making this ghost guy, this ghost guy, he's making this a regular occurrence, and then he went after Majak. Lord knows the things Majak has planned for this guy, because oh my God, is it going to be terrifying, brutal, and in some sick, twisted way, probably hilarious. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got a whole lot more to get back into. Anyway, but we got a tag team title contention match coming up next. We got the Grand Equation, Lionel Matrix, and the cult classic himself, Henry Colt, coming up against Honor Bound, Simon the Psycho, and the Bulldog Grant Martin. We got Hey Mr. Rabbit and DeLuna 13 hanging out on the outside. And here we go. Henry Colt as well as Simon the Psycho kind of going at it in the beginning. Ooh! Nice little kick to the back of Simon's head. Well, yeah, this is, like I said, this is to see who is going to face the Time Bandits for a future tag team title shot. And it looks like early on going, it looks like Henry Colt's trying to go in for a count-out victory. Simon the Psycho gets right back up. Henry Colt trying to assess the situation. Oh, God, Simon the Psycho with a nice suplex out the gate. Ah, I see. Ooh! Simon going after Matrix, and yet Henry Colt returning the favor by going after DeLuna. Tagging in Bulldog Martin at the count of 7. Henry Colt comes back in. Ooh! Drop kick off of the ropes. Also, I got a notice from Faye. She mentions that the frickin' Mr. Sprinkles is, I guess, munching of the Rotom. Yeah. That didn't, it's messing with things. Yeah, well, oh, speaking of which, we do have an announcement later on in the night that I will be getting to, like I said, towards the end of the show. But until then, we got freaking Henry Colt going after DeLuna again. Bulldog going after Lionel Matrix. Oh, God, dropping Matrix on his back. You all right now? I see Mr. Sprinkles is still kind of going after your stuff there.
Yeah, my kitty's a little restless, unfortunately. That's all right. I think he heard poutine and he started panicking.
And here we got.
That was my mistake. But oh boy, this is a mess. Oh no.
So who do you have in this tag team title contention match? Honor Bound or Grand Equation?
Ooh, numbers have not been lying for the Grand Equation, I gotta say.
But how they spelt disaster for their opponents is the question. But I will say, though, Grand Equation has been the odds-on favorite to win this one. Honor Bound's reputation has taken a bit of a backseat, has taken a bit of a sidestep as of late. And, oh God, Henry Colt just attacked going after DeLuna again. I don't know what DeLuna has done or said to Henry Colt, but Ooh, going in for this air raid crash onto the knee of Colt. Yeesh.
He probably just wants to separate DeLuna from the rest of his faction, because after all, DeLuna is a very formidable member. Yeah, you have to think about wearing down your opponents outside the ring. And, well, the ref wasn't looking anyway, so...
I mean, DeLuna was also there, like, accompanying his partners, not really much in the match. And now after I think like this was like 8-9 minutes in, Lionel Matrix has officially been tagged in, especially after the cheap shots from Simon and Bulldog. And now, speaking of Bulldog, Simon tags in his partner. Bulldog Grant Martin coming off of a very big win from Multivania, as well as him and Simon winning the showcase match to even qualify for this match, as well as the Grand Equation. I would like to see, like, personally speaking, I would love to see Grand Equation go up against the Time Bandits, especially since Lionel was actually calling his shot like the day after. Actually, no, the week after Time Bandits won their tag team gold. Oh, God, just elbow dropped right onto the ribs. Simon Psycho, count of 5, throwing Lionel into the barricade. Lionel just now getting up at the count of 6, getting back into the ring. Yes, he does. And Simon tags in Bulldog Grant Martin. Very smart tag team tactics here from Honor Bound. Ooh, take him to church. Going for that cover 2, kick out at 2. But yeah, very smart tag team tactics from Honor Bound. Going in for the quick tags. Ooh, Colt Classic onto the Hunter. Sizing him up. Ooh, Colt 45. I think that's called the 45. I could be very wrong. Ooh, but a kick out at 2. Sizing up Simon. Ooh, looks like he was trying to go in for a Colt Classic, but Simon saw that coming a mile away and counters with a suplex of his own. God, hard fought part here between both Simon and Henry Colt. Both of them are trying to get some form of edge over the other, especially after for arm trap, nice butterfly suplex. Ooh, and a nice little neck breaker combination there. And now Matrix tagging in for his partner. Simon the Psycho getting that hot tag onto Bulldog. Ooh, Bulldog springboard. I guess you could call that a sit down or something. And the Show Dog. Cover. 1, 2. Ooh, and Colt breaks it up at 2.
Looks like Simon isn't done with Colt on the outside, but here we got Matrix fighting back.
Oh, God, facebuster on the Colt there. And the choke chain onto Matrix. Is the Prophet of Norcia going to tap out here? Got him locked in, retching at the neck, and unfortunately, Matrix taps. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this match and the new #1 contenders for the tag team titles, the Bulldog Grant Martin and Simon the Psycho, Honor Bound. Truly a terrifying trio to behold.
And very well calculated by Simon, I have to say, at the end there. Had he not taken Colt to the outside and kept him busy, he would have absolutely broken up that hold on Matrix.
Oh, for sure, because like that, the Colt is actually quicker than a lot of people give him credit for. He would have immediately broken that up to extend the match, probably for like another 2-3 minutes, and that could have been what the Grand Equation needed to pull off the victory. We also got a post from Rico Rose. This guy, the Phantom, whatever he is, somehow makes me feel uneasy and really uneasy. And I call him like that because he's the real supernatural being, our Spectre Sonata in Doom. Yeah, I mean, we don't know if this guy's a ghost, if he's cosplaying, if he's just calling himself a ghost. There's a whole lot of factors here. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, sometime down the road, it might be at the next breakdown during the Halloween weekend. Who knows? But we have new tag team title contenders in the Bulldog Grant Martin and Simon the Psycho. Or it could be any combination of Honorbound. We don't know. So far, it's just been mostly Simon and Bulldog. DeLuna, I believe DeLuna's taken a step back from the tag team title hunt because he has his eyes on the interdimensional title.
That would be a very smart move. Simon and the Pack have gone on out saying that, hey, they have business with the interdimensional scene. And DeLuna has a very, very strong push for that right now. So that would be my guess as well.
But speaking of contenders, we got coming up next a tournament. That's right, it's the tournament arc for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got the first round, Wiley versus Artemis, and mostly because of corrupted files and, a bunch of other stuff, we unfortunately had to take out the entrances. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have the Omnislayer versus the White Dragonborn. And Faye, who do you got between these two?
Ooh, well, between the two, because we've seen them do very good work in the ring. We've even seen them temporarily with the trio servant work together. If I were to make a bet, if Wiley can't overwhelm Artemis over here, Artemis is going to have to tire Wiley out and just count on him being not fully recovered, you could say. I mean that match to retire Burnout Vaughn was hell.
Oh God, yes, it was.
So much punishment an individual can take.
Oh, for sure. Let's not discount Artemis here. Artemis, during the initial 64-man tournaments to crown the inaugural MNW Heavyweight Champion, he tapped out the Allfather Arkoff in the first round of that tournament.
Very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was doing some coverage of that, and oh my God, the you could say the pop was just. The entire arena was just stone silence, and a lot of people were taking Artemis very seriously after that. Not a whole lot of people can say they got one over the Allfather.
No, they can't. So Wiley is definitely dealing with a very dangerous individual. I mean, when you go by, with someone who goes by Omnislayer, they know how to handle pretty much anybody in the ring. And Artemis has indeed seen Wiley wrestle, very up close, so he knows what he can throw out, and he's probably going to have to just do all he can to avoid it, disable Wiley, maybe, take down some of those powerful limbs, the stamina, just push him even further and further to where he needs him to be before the final pin or submission.
Oh, yeah. Look, and, both of these men are submission experts. You got Artemis with the Hunter's Lock, Wiley with the Trapped Under Ice, and White Lotus. Speaking of which, Hunter's Lock applied onto Wiley. Is the Dragonborn going to be tapping out? Just stretching back on that arm.
It's one thing to see it in action, but it is a completely different thing to have to fight out of it. Sheesh.
Going for that cover. 1, 2... Kicking out at 2. Artemis probably banking on the fact that Wiley's probably still recovering in some way, shape, or form against his match with Burnout Vaughn just 2 months ago. Like, I'm not gonna lie, those two went to hell and back with that. I would not be surprised if Wiley still has bruises.
Oh, and
Although,
absolutely. I mean, it would be to your advantage to exploit some of that.
and then Wiley taking it. Ooh, nice snap suplex onto Artemis. Going for that cover. One. Kick out at one. Interesting. Taking all that punishment from Wiley, yet still has enough stamina to get out at one. Ooh, falling headbutt onto Artemis. I don't care who you are. Headbutting a Dragonborn has got to be one of the worst decisions you would ever make. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We saw the Hunter's Lock, and now the White Lotus applied onto Artemis. And the Omni Slayer taps out. Your winner and advancing to the second round of this tournament, Y. Lee. The inaugural interdimensional champion is progressing into the tournament to face Victor Vicious for the World Heavyweight title. And I'm not going to lie, after this match, I definitely would put my money on Wiley. Very strong showing from both him and Artemis, but that it was a very hard-hitting match, hard match, and especially when it came to the grapple and submission game from both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a shame, however, that Artemis was not able to subdue Wiley earlier on, because that White Lotus, once it hits, you're pretty much out.
It's not as well, to say that it's not as efficient as it's trapped under ice, but it's still a very deadly move when certain parts of your body have been worked on. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the only... Okay. Sorry, I thought I was dealing with some sort of technical issue, but apparently we're not dealing with that right now. Thank Christ. Any hoozles. So coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got another match in the first round of this tournament. We have coming up next, as the Raven cries, it's the homicidal, suicidal Gemini coming down to the ring. Gemini coming off of his match against Jagger Blackthorn, Artemis's mentor, and looking very, very serious about this. Usually he doesn't really take matches, unless the situation calls for it. He doesn't really take a whole lot of things seriously. It's just the next match, the next bit of pleasure and pain for him. But here he is. Here he is, and he's ready to go to war. And coming in next, his opponent, the Chocolate Zombie. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Graven Allen. So, fuck your rules, man. The motto of the Chocolate Zombie. Graven having a very successful win over Ginger Boy at Multivania, riding a form of momentum, and has been making a lot of call-outs towards members of the Flashbang roster. So I guess the Rabbit was like, no, I want him in this tournament. I mean, made a mention that he's back and trying to get things into fourth gear, essentially.
And well, you were talking about the 64-man tournament earlier, Joe, and Graven Allen is one of those individuals. I believe among the people, he hasn't fought so far as Wilson, actually, from that final bout, right?
That is correct. It was Jagger, Ginger Boy, Graven, and Wilson, who were the final four of their brackets. And at the time, Mr. Rabbit was like, screw it, let's just throw them all into a fatal four-way.
Absolutely. So Gemini is essentially going up against someone who is of equal caliber to his prior opponent. Just definitely a tough opponent, because Graven Allen can catch you off guard, but have a feeling Gemini appreciates that a little bit now and then. Lets him cut loose sometimes and have fun in his own way.
I can see that. I mean, let's also kind of like just think about like what Gemini is thinking right now, coming off of his loss at Multivania with him, the Outlaws, and Samuel Manatee against Apex. Apex getting a bit of revenge for Gemini pretty much battering their leader Nero, well, co-leader Nero, and keep putting him in the hospital until Multivania began.
Absolutely. And with all the costume changes in Gemini's career, I mean, he came out and into the new year, post Multivania season, rather, in this new outfit. So he's completely traded off his prior attire.
Yeah, I've noticed that. He's like favoring this poncho as well as like these like, well, I guess you could say looser fitting attire. Oof. Deadly combination. They're going for that, spring. Going in for that second rope moonsault there. Going up to the top rope. Running. Is Gemini on his way? Hiding. Is he going to be dying 1,000 deaths? No. Going in, trying to go for a drop kick, but does not get all of it. Ooh. Breaking the jaw across his shoulder. Oh, got a rope break on a Gemini. Good ring awareness from him. So the thing about Gemini is that he is a tough opponent to put down, as to say the least. You have to damn near kill this man to put him down. And that's the problem. He revels in that.
I mean, we've seen him basically being thrown off of near 2-story equipment, into electrical boxes, all sorts
and
of
destroy!
Up.
Go over that cover. 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and moving on to the second round of the Multiversal Heavyweights Championship Tournament, Graven Allen. Scanning the scene in the arena tonight, Graven was looking at Gemini, and he brought the fight. Fantastic match. Despite, I think the match itself was like 3 minutes long, like bell to bell. Like in three minutes, both of these men brought everything that they had, and Graven Allen came out clean on the other side.
Very true. Perhaps maybe the little bit of difference is that, at least between the two of them, Graven Allen seems to have a very clear-cut goal. He's going to race to the end of that tournament, and he's going to want to face off against Victor Vicious. The question, of course, will be who he will be fighting next, although we can have a look at the bracket and get an obvious answer. But I'm just curious, though, just of why Gemini would be going after the belt. I would just peg him more as there has to be something more personal in it for him, maybe. So I don't know.
I mean, becoming a world champion is, my humble opinion, is what everyone in in MNW should be striving for. I mean, to be the top guy, to be the world champion, it not only brings you a buttload of cash, fame and notoriety galore, glory, and especially those like who are more warrior based, it brings them the hardest fights with the biggest stake of them all, and that is to be the guy, the top of the mountain. Some people claw their way for it. Some people, bribe their way for it. But to be the top guy is one thing. But for Gemini, that fighting aspect of it, that could bring more pain, more despair for others, especially like if he would win the title from Victor Vicious and then defend it across, the entirety of Flashbang. More to spare
And
for
imagine
those.
the mind games that he could pull.
Exactly. He would essentially hold the biggest. He would essentially hold the best card in the entire promotion. But speaking of those who are trying to get a leg up and hold all the cards, we have a singles match scheduled for one fall with Matt Baker of APS being accompanied to the ring by the leader of APS, Mike Davis, going up against Nitzig Gunk Gobbler, being led down to the ring by the MNW heavyweight champion himself, Victor Vicious.
Kind of looked like a second for there, like he was looking out into the crowd, just maybe scanning, keeping an eye out for that or that apparition we've got on the Flashbang roster now. Because APS does, reminder, ladies and gentlemen, APS does get called in to investigate the supernatural, magical, anything like interfering with the ring. And if he's actually a ghost, I'm sure they've got detectors, maybe just a keen eye to spot that sort of thing coming.
Do you think they have like handheld EMF meters for that kind of thing? Like especially like say if someone's like pretending to be a ghost. Like they can just like wave it like a freaking metal detector. It goes.
I've seen some of it in the back. The APS does sometimes bring it out into the back when they think something funky's going on backstage. And it's pretty noisy, but I don't think they bring it into the ring.
That would be a little clunky. And here we have Matt Baker just beating the crap out of Nitzig's arm, trying to get the big. I mean, Nitzig with Prince playing the power game throughout his entirety of his matches, trying to like lessen the blow of that. Oh God, headbutt onto the York. Some would say a very dangerous tactic. God, Matt Baker just bringing it to Nitzig here, busting the York open. Oh, God. God, Matt Baker's on something today, it looks like. He is just going to town on Nitzig Gunk Gobbler. Oh, got him by the goozle. Oh, God. Uppercut to the sternum. A little higher, probably would have hit the friggin' solar plexus. Oh, Nitzig coming back. Just dragging Baker down by his hair. Man, this is why you... I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is why you keep that up and like tied back or just cut it short,
Yeah, like you were like that's like one of the main benefits of having short hair in wrestling is no one can really grab it and just kind of pull on it. Hell, that's why you see a lot of bald wrestlers. One, yes, it is aesthetically pleasing for some people, but yeah.
I know actually a couple wrestlers. I mean, I'll tell you later. I know a couple who actually they purposely cut their hair short because they understand. Hey, when you get in that ring, you are essentially putting yourself at risk. I mean, you're not signing on to get killed or anything, but you got some very sneaky, some very dastardly, some very cruel individuals on both sides of the roster. So you kind of have to expect that if they can grab you, they're gonna give you a hell of a time. And especially up against an orc who just won't care, they might just take some of your scalp with it.
Take some of the scalp, take your teeth. I mean, oh God, just pummeling down Matt Baker. The chains are actually coming into play here. Oh God, combination strikes making Baker rest on the ropes. And setting him up. Oh, God, just beating the crap out of his abdomen more. Trapping him in the ropes.
And Mike Davis back there, he's keeping a very close eye on everything that's going on. Just after the briefcase incident, I'm sure he's pretty mindful of anything tricksy the cartel might be up to next.
I think the cartel would be smart not to do anything for the foreseeable future. Ooh! Rebounding off of the ropes and just delivering that very brutal clothesline. Also, early in the match, freaking Nitzig broke Matt Baker opened the hard way and just sits on the chest of Baker. Kick out at 2. But yeah, so far this has been like a very hard hitting match. Irish whip into the corner. Nitzik broke the
Oh, he flew.
Broke the clothesline and he just sends Baker flying and gets the 3 count. Feeling the power of the wall overtaking him and just picks up the win. A big win for the Cartel. A big win for Nitzik Gunkgobla, who has a bit of red on him right above the eyebrow. It's a very hard one to kind of get, especially if like the blood kind of gets infused into your eyes. And we see Matt Baker here. He is not happy with the result of that one.
No, but it will probably be good practice in case APS has to deal with anything supernatural. You said Geiger counter earlier, but what was it? The EMS, yeah, the EMS reader, EMF reader. I can picture Matt Baker just like maybe taking that experience and maybe not getting thrown through a wall or table the next time a Spectre launches him.
I have a stupid question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think if Matt Baker or Mike Davis ask each other for like a spirit box, like a ghost catching device, they turn the corner and it's just CG with a pair of boxing gloves?
I mean, that does bring up a question if APS has been in contact. I mean, they will probably want to rule out the obvious ghosts in the ring. I mean, it's
obviously.
just kind of protocol for. I mean, it's just protocol for them. But I don't think CG's been on record as well saying that he doesn't really like any rogue impersonator goals and what have you. And if you get like a really, really nasty phantom, I'm talking straight up paranormal activity type phantoms. Maybe it's good to keep the other ghosts safe, and I don't think they'd like poltergeists, like the really violent ones, that much more than we do. Probably even less.
I mean, especially because like if one ghost acts up, everyone unfortunately kind of looks towards the other ghosts and goes. Again, it keeps them on a shorter leash, which Spectre Sonata are ultimately harmless. Fantastic performers, an amazing team, but not. They're pranksters. They aren't, problematic in any way.
Absolutely true. But it's going to be interesting seeing how what APS is going to be looking for this time, because they're going to have their work cut out for them, especially with the Mercs unionizing, and the APS has had quite a few run-ins with them, and the Cartel is also going to have its work cut out for it. Victor's going to have to prepare for. He's going to have his guys, his boys, once Hutch Kale's recovered and the rest of his team is recovered. He's definitely going to have them go after the tag championship. And then there's just the matter of all the folk that he's going to have to deal with, the new contender and all that. So he's got to keep his eye on the competition, as a Dawn is kind of want to.
Yeah, but until then, we have an interdimensional champion contender to crown. And before we get into that, we're going to go right on ahead and get into our Flashbang promo of the week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are just now tuning in and are like, hey, what's this promo of the week that you guys are talking about? This is a promo that we have picked from a plethora of people who sent something in, and I think we got a good one this week. It's kind of revolving around the interdimensional title in a way. So, ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, as the intern Marty would say. Although I think he's getting offered a job soon. Gotta look into that later. Anywho, we're going to hear from a former interdimensional champion, the best boy, the Sentai hero, Brawl Kaiser.
So, Multivania didn't go as I planned, and honestly, after Lord V took the interdimensional title, I was upset, frustrated, depressed, sad. There's even some time where I was lost in denial, but thankfully the Egyptian authorities found me and got me out. And while I was being hauled out of the water and asked questions by the boat's crew, I realized that I had made a crucial mistake in my thinking. I shouldn't lay around or mope or let myself get thrown to a river by some guy calling himself SSR because I had lost. I was champion for a whole year for a reason. And that reason wasn't because I let myself stay sad when I lost. And let me tell you, I lost a lot. No, I stayed champ because no matter who I had to deal with, and no matter what they did to me, I just used it to motivate me to keep going. I may not be the interdimensional champ anymore, but that doesn't mean I can't help the people of this Nexus. I didn't need weapons, I didn't need cheating, and I don't need a belt to defend this place. In the end, I'm still Brawl Kaiser, and I'm not called Brawl Kaiser for nothing. Although I'm not called that because I'm really good at street fights, I'm called Brawl Kaiser because I'm really good at video games with Brawl in the name, like a Smash Bros. Brawl, Brawlhalla, Speed Brawl, and Mega Man Battle Network 5. And honestly, not having to worry about being a responsible champion might be a blessing in disguise, because now I can focus on some things I've been needing to for a long time.
Strong words from the former champion, the best boy. And he seems to be in good hopes after his loss against Lord V in the interdimensional gauntlet match.
A very unfortunate turnout, but you know what? I think it'll do him some good because he's kind of free from that now. He's not going to have Lord V dogging him at every turn because Lord V has what he wants now. There's a plethora of people now after Lord V, and Brawl Kaiser kind of just gets to go back to doing, you know, what he loves best, which is fighting for the multiverse. And honestly, good on him. You'll always be the best boy in our hearts, Brawl Kaiser. So it's good to hear that you're doing well.
Oh, for sure. Like legitimately speaking, Brawl Kaiser is one of, if not the, well, the best boys. But like he is continuously trying to become that font of positivity that the multiverse needs, and I'm very excited to see where he's going to go going forward. Who knows? He might even be in the tournament to contend for the World Heavyweight Championship. Although he did just say that he doesn't need a belt, but then again, that could be a red herring. Wrestlers like to do that from time and time again. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Interdimensional Championship, the title that says that you are the guardian of the multiverse, needs a contender. And we have 3 individuals who won a 6-man tag match last week to qualify for this match. Coming in first, we got the Voodoo Child representing the Bone Warriors, Spike! Coming in second, representing Doom, the Harbinger of the Apocalypse, Michael Macabre. And coming in third, we have the Grim Reaper, Aspect of Death, dressed up in his finest leathers. Now, I'm not going to lie. I could not pick between any of these 3. Spike is we've seen him go to war with Victor Vicious back and like the backs and forth between both of them, and they were, oh boy, they were fucking
they were dead even.
They were dead even the entire time,
which is insane if you think about it, because that just puts him right up there with Victor Vicious in his own way. But that's not, of course, to discount the other 2 individuals in the ring. We've got Michael Macabre, just the force that he is to be reckoned with. Looks like he's kind of stalking around, just trying to take his time, pick out who to go after. And looks like he's probably in agreement that Spike is the bigger threat here, and he's seeming to target him more. And then you've got Grim Reaper, who's just probably the most tactically minded out of all three individuals here.
And now that I'm thinking about it, all three of these individuals in this interdimensional title contention match have held gold on Flashbang one way, shape, or form. You got the Grim Reaper and Spike holding the tag team titles. I think the Bone Warriors actually won it from Grim Reaper and Dark Lord Popo back in 2019. I want to say 2020, actually. And then Michael Macabre holding the trios titles with the other two members of Doom for well over a year. I mean, hell, Spike and Burden went on a year-plus long winning streak for the tag team titles with their first loss.
They did. The Bone Larry is just one of the most fierce teams in the multiverse.
Oh, God. Reaper just shoving the boot into Macabre. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I got to take care of... Phil sent me a thing, and I got to take care of it. Hey, Faye, can you take care of commentary for the match real quick?
All right. Apologies on my end, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like I got a couple audio hiccups. But yes, as we were saying, discussing all three individuals, Lord V is going to have a very interesting contender, no matter which way you think about it, because you have Spike, who, as we were saying, went toe-to-toe with Victor. We have Michael Macabre, straight off of Doom's Trios tag. Pretty much just their entire reign. And you've got the Grim Reaper, who pretty much outsmarted Lawson into getting Rabbit back his job. Although to what end, we'll see. And it's sort of a very interesting thing to think about, because you're going to be looking at a potential new champion, as well as, again, a worthy contender for Lord V. You're throwing some of the best in the multiverse at him, after all. So it's a matter of what sort of skills you're going to bring to the interdimensional scene. Spike, who's just, again, very resilient. He could probably withstand anything that gets thrown on him, no matter the invader. The Grim Reaper, who's going to outsmart pretty much anybody. And Michael Macabre, who's... Oh, jeez. Spike kicked out of that one. But I was saying Michael Macabre, it's very interesting to see how his goals are going to do. Oh, but Grim Reaper and Spike decided, nope, the skeleton's too powerful. It is around that time of year, after all, folks. And off the top rope, just bringing it back down onto the neck of Macabre, and he's not completely out for a bit, but that's letting Grim Reaper get in a little bit more damage on Spike, just trying to wrench a little bit more out of him. He knows he's got to use every second to put in more and more damage onto the Bone Warrior. And speaking of Bone Warriors... Oh, God, that just throwing him back into the mat, and Grim is just going to have to roll out of the ring for that one, which unfortunately does leave Michael to try to take advantage of some of the damage done on Spike, too. Oh, but a kick out. That's right, Macabre's just going to have to lay a little bit more down on Spike, just pummeling him. He knows he's got precious time, and already you see the Grim Reaper getting back up on the outside, just starting to recover. Ouch, but that's an elbow slam straight down onto Spike's back. That's tough. Oh, but a kick out before 3 again. That wasn't enough to put Spike down. And now it's Grim Reaper's turn while Macabre rolls out. So it very much seems like it's between Grim Reaper and Michael Macabre trying to see who can wear out Spike faster because they don't want to be stuck with him. Although it would be to one fall. Oh, and here we go.
Choke slam onto Spike. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match and the new #1 contender for the Interdimensional Championship, we have the Grim Reaper. Apologies for that, everybody. I have returned, and apparently I came back to the best part.
Oh, no, absolutely. We went through a couple of minutes of the audience witnessing just Grim Reaper and Michael Macabre actually had to pick that it was Spike that they were trying to get rid of first. Because, I mean, as we were discussing, Spike is, I would argue, the most resilient one out of the 3. But
no one, I don't think anyone can counter against that argument, because you are right. He is definitely one of the most resilient members, not only of those 3, but of the entire roster, as well as Michael Macabre, trio tag specialist, and the man, I will admit he didn't really have a good showing in the C101, but he definitely shown he had a whole lot of heart. He had to make people earn those wins. He didn't just lay back on his back and after he got poked by a finger. No. He made them work for it.
Absolutely. So you got Michael Macabre here just to kind of really toughen up the competition a little bit. He's got to show that the path really to the interdimensional scene is no easy one. Because frankly, if it's not him, it could be either Magik or Zericus that would be dealing with you. But it looks like the Grim Reaper came out with a little bit of a plan.
Oh, for sure. Especially in a triple threat situation, that is a playground for somebody as smart as he is. But I'm not gonna lie though, I love it when you could just when things play out as if it's in a story. The first defense for Lord V is against his old stablemate. Two guys who I would argue not know each other back and forth, because that would arguably be the cleaver for Lord V. But 2 individuals who know each other's strengths, who know each other's weaknesses. I know that they could probably have picked something new up that the other probably is not prepared for. But these 2, this is going to be a when that match comes, it is going to be hellacious to say the least.
Oh, no, absolutely. But something I do think is going to be the toughest aspect of this is the fact that while Lord V has been known to play mind games, just look at the last several months of what he was doing in the interdimensional scene to get this belt, he's going to have to try to do that against Reaper, or he's just not even going to bother. So that means he's going to have to rely on skill and just raw strength in order to carry himself through that, because that's really all you can really do up against Reaper. He's got the bronze, but he's also got probably double the brains to match. There's really no better counter for someone who's been pretty much, you could say, he's been vocal, but not really in his own voice. He's just been doppelganger copying everybody else.
Still runs up.
And that's gonna put all the tricksy stuff on a back foot, because a Grim Reaper is probably just gonna see straight through that. Especially now that he knows it's Lord V that's been doing it all this time.
The idea of him using other people's voice just sends a cold chill up my spine, and freaking remembering. It's still weird. Anyway. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Flashbang for this evening. But we got one more bit to show off to you guys. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Flashbang moment of the week.
suplex. Macabre looking for the quick pin. Could this be it? To be the number one contender.
Oh!
Somebody's going to have to pull out something crazy. Where's Macabre? Got Macabre to the top rope. Look out! Big elbow to Spike! That's gotta be it! Crashing and burning Reaper! Trying to get there! No! Reaper sent Macabre to the outside, trying to pick the carcass. Spike counters!
Just slugging him. 1, 2.
Well, look out here! Looking for 19-6. Oh, countered again! What a main event this has been! Choke slam! This time for Spike! Tonight! Reaper trying to punch his ticket to challenge his own match, and man, he did it!
He did it, buddy!
I don't believe it! It's gonna be Reaper and V, a tale of the Empire of Terror! Here is your winner, the Grim Reaper! How many times has Reaper tried to climb the mountain, and now, with a one-on-one opportunity against V?
Could the shroud of death finally be upon V?
I think of all the people V was worried about, who knows him better than Reaper?
Absolutely.
Lord V going up against his old stablemates and the Grim Reaper finally obtaining a one-on-one chance to go after the Interdimensional Championship. That is your Flashbang moment of the week. And before we get into Warzone, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into our next bit of business here. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the interview show between Flashbang and Warzone. This week, Travis A. Carey has a interesting conversation to say the fucking least. So let's take it on over to Travis.
Hello there, my name is Travis, and welcome back to The Callout. Now tonight I've got a bit of a character. Well, maybe two characters. You know him, you might like him. It's Carnival.
You can look, but you can't touch. You keep dreaming on the stars above.
How you doing today, Carnival? We're just doing fabulous, darlings. Yeah. However, we're a bit, bored. Well, let's hope you're not bored in this interview. So now that you've been here for at least 2.5 years, what's your impression of the roster? The roster is a bit, what do you call it, Val? A bit too slice of life? A lot less action? Yes, that's it! A bit too slice of life indeed! I'm glad you don't have knives on you. So, you and Gorm had a big tag match at Multiverse, and then you just stepped away from the tag team scene. What is your thoughts on the tag team division currently? Well, it's just the same people over and over again. It gets bland if we touch the same men every week. We want something new, something savory. That's right. It's not fun when it's us and the big Gormy every time. So, we wanted something new. Well, a fresh take for a wrestler is often the success to getting a belt. Speaking of which, do you have any thoughts on the title scene? Which titles would you like to go for? In fact, which wrestler would you like to fight with? Well, we would love to scrap with our old pal Sparky Plug. You mean Power Surge? Spark Plug, Val! Spark Plug! However, we would really love that good old big oof around our lovelacious hips. And that will not leave my head today. What are your thoughts on what happened last week with Semjax? Do you have any thoughts on Mega Blitz and Max's run-in against them? Ooh, Mega Blitz is none of our concerns. Who cares about that tacky dress-up hero? But Maxie-kun. Corny? Maxie! Oh, those were the good old days with Sparkplug, Gory-kun, and Maxie. Those were the times. Corny, the interview! Oh, right. Maxie being targeted. We have our qualms about that. But we're bad boys. What do you think would happen? A lot of bad things, I suppose. Well, before we end this interview, is there anything you'd like to say to the Firing Line audience? Know that the Muppets won't be staying quiet for long. We are looking for our perfect prey. Our prey needs to be the one we will give our love to. And we will give them lots of love. Don't you worry, lovelies. Ta-ta! Well, that was Carnival, everybody. And although he was a bit clowning around, I always know that he's down to take a crown. And if you want to see Carnival, tune in on Saturdays for Warzone at twitch.tv/Dr_Caliban. My name is Travis, and thank you from the Call Out.
Thank you, Travis, and thank you, Carnival.
Can I uncover my child's ears now?
Yes.
All
Yes.
4 of them?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Wait, 4?
Yes.
Moving on. So, ladies and gentlemen, so that was Travis this week. Next week, we got Nia Beck coming in, and I'm very anxious to see what he's got up his sleeve, especially after the freaking comments these two have been making back and forth. Oh, God, that's been craziness. Anyway, so we're going to get right into the Warzone side of things. And what's an MNW show if we don't get started off with something high octane, high energy, high in adrenaline? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got a showcase match. And we're going to start off with the Beefling, representing VIP, and the aforementioned Carnival wearing... No! This attire! Fuck! No, I hate this attire. No. Coming in third, we have Rapture New Road, representing Dungeons and Destinies. Coming in fourth, we have Gunnar Birch, representing Omega Club. And then coming in fifth, we have CGR Killer, representing the Outlaws. And then coming in next, representing the Toxic Wastelanders, we got Gorewheel. And then representing Blood Money, we got Nakano Kirishima. The delinquent ascends down to the ring. And then finally, we have a debuting Todd Bagman.
Why did he get the chair out?
I was surprised he didn't. I was surprised he, left it on the stage. But, yeah, Todd Bagman making his first appearance last week, attacking Seth Jackson, and here he is in his first official MNW match. Ooh. God, repeatedly dropping the beef onto his knee there. Jesus.
Keeping the Warzone tradition of letting the newcomers get a taste of the real action, just kind of throwing them into the pan. Let's see what happens.
For sure. And a man who likes to hide his face is going up against a man with no shame. Man, person. A person with no shame, and that is Carnival.
I mean, wait, let's see. What's the name on file? Todd Bagman.
The only thing...
I'm seeing notes about dumpster diving, so I mean, I guess he's seen worse in, like, literal trash bins.
Do you think he's gonna call people trash?
I mean,
Like he would have a line, I dumpster dive all the time, I know what trash is, and that is definitely you, or something like that.
So of course, everyone knows last week Seth Jackson went after Todd Bagman.
no.
He thought he was, well,
We're gonna have to see because this is only our first proper match with the new guy. And we're gonna have to see, you know, what kind of flair he's got, what he prefers.
And we have Rapture Nero being eliminated from the match. Bagman going in for the cover on the Beef. Gorbil going after Beef.
CJR, you be careful handling Carnival over there.
Yeah, well, we all know that he's gonna need like a bucket of hand sanitizer just to dump on himself.
Yeah, I mean, considering how hands-on the Outlaws like to be, jeez.
And how handsy Carnival is.
Ugh.
I know it felt disgusting coming out of my mouth. And okay, so we're gonna be done with innuendos for now. I'm legitimately surprised. Like all that being said and done, I'm just glad that Todd Bagman doesn't come out with 2 watches, wearing a towel around his waist before he gets into the ring.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that image again.
No. I mean, we're already getting enough of an image in front of us. Well, thankfully, we got Gorbil and the Beefling in the ring.
And Carnival has mercifully been eliminated. Like, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. They are a talented performer. And they have... I mean, them with Gorm is a devastating combination. But I wish they would just turn it down to, like, I don't know, a 5. No, they're at a 20, at a 10.
I got a tweet out on social media that it was actually Seth who attacked Mr. Bagman. Yeah, basically just because he had a bag on his head in the back and it was suspicious, which, fair.
And Bagman's got Kirishima covered. Ooh, kick out at 2. Gorwheel had Beefling covered in the meantime, but Beefling wisely using the distraction of the ref to kick out at not even at 1. Gunner going after CJR. And then, oh God, introducing Nakano Kirishima's face to the mat the hard way. And a count of 3. Nakano Kirishima has been eliminated. Gorwheel going for the cover on the Beef. 2, 3. Gorwheel eliminating the Beefling, and now we got Todd Bagman and Gorwheel going at it. So we got the Bagman and the lawyer fighting. Ooh! DOA powerbomb onto Gunner Birch. Gunner Birch not even kicking out at 1. Whew.
It seems all that training that Omega Club's been doing is paying off very well, and I have to say, Gunner Birch is looking very nice coming into this new post-Vania season.
Oh yeah, Kelly's been working them ragged. But unfortunately, there's only so much one can withstand. The Bagman eliminates Gunner Birch.
I think that's 3 now, isn't it?
I believe so. Ooh, introducing CJR's face into the freaking mat there. 2, 3. He eliminates
4.
CJR. That's half of the competition just gone.
If my numbers are right, and Mendes can actually back me up on this, I think that is, he is sharing a, not necessarily a record, but a count with the other 2 rookies we've got in on the Warzone side of things. Because you have both John Tristram and Alistair Evergreen, who I recall Evergreen in his first showcase also eliminated either 3 or 4 people. Although you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I do remember that number being around that area, though.
I mean, that feels accurate, actually. Ooh,
yeah, it's like
wheel.
We've got a very absurdly strong new end of the roster in the not the kiddies end, the newcomers end, which is very interesting. So we're gonna be getting. I have a feeling we're gonna be getting some really great matches. I mean, we've already been getting great matches, but just we've got a whole generation. Gorwheel looks like he's legal over here. He's trying to he's pulling everything out of the wheelhouse to try to put the Bagman down, and he is successful. And your winner of this showcase, a surprisingly hard-fought victory, ladies and gentlemen, Gorwheel of the Toxic Wastelanders. Oh shit, he's cut the pipe. Okay, please don't attack the cameraman. He's excited though. Love to hear it.
And that's a amazing first showcase victory for Gorwheel, if I remember correctly. I mean, Miguel can definitely back me up on that one. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. Apologies.
So yeah, we got some fantastic new talent and a very fortunate win for Gorwheel with the Toxic Wastelanders. It seems they really want to go on a tear in the tag scene. Now that the main man is back and Gorwheel has been really pushing. I've been seeing what does he call it? Is he calling it again? Toxic masculinity. Yeah, so he wants to bring a little bit more excitement to the scene, and really no better partner for that than the main man, Papa Plutonium. It's gonna be interesting seeing them in action. But that is also, however, back to Todd Bagman for a bit, that was one hell of a proper first match rather than the backstage attack. And we don't know a whole lot about him that I know of, although we did hear from him a little bit over the show. Alright. You alright over there?
Unexpected guest. Anyway.
All
So,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have the Warzone promo of the week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we actually had a tie between this one and a certain mercenary for hire, Mr. Paragon Jake, and I feel like this is actually a much work. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, a very fiery promo, to say the least. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, your Warzone promo of the week goes to 1/3 of the Three Kings. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be hearing from Fly Boy Bell.
Alright, I'm going to get straight to the point, because unlike every other payaso in this company that likes to regale us with their grand adventures, I don't have time for that shit. I've got the world's biggest chip on my shoulder. Why? Because I feel like the brass hates us, the Bell brothers, los hermanos de campanas. Before you get all up in arms about why I'm wrong, let me spell it out for you. Ever since Strongman and I became an official tag team, we've either been given the most underdog matches that would make the now defunct Jobber family slobber to get their asses kicked in, or nothing at all. When we get some momentum going, some real momentum going, they have to put something in our way we have little time to prepare for. We were given a pity slot in the gauntlet for the Tag Team Championships 2 years ago, but we made the best of it. We destroyed the Outlaws. We made those belts ours, and we made some history and set some records. We of course lost them in the end, but in the C101 after that, we did it again. We ripped the belts off the champions. We defended them the absolute most, but in the end, due to all that stupid points nonsense, we weren't even considered, and our reign didn't even go in the books. Then, of course, all the playing up everyone does about how we're such a good tag team, but we get thrown into the grinder against the likes of the Absolute Units, who every time we're up against them, we've lost. Either because your new favorite faces cheat more than Eddie Guerrero, or we're entirely off our game because some assholes keep losing our luggage. Last week, Strongman didn't even have the right outfit or mask. We had to argue with the idiots in charge instead of warming up. And what do? What do we get when we get some big wins? Nothing. We're rewarded with nothing. We beat High Voltage clean, while they cheated up and down in the absolute dumbest feud in the history of MNW. Rewarded by going nowhere, but to the back of the line, while Ginger Boy has to go deal with some clown from Flashbang, and he winds up retiring after that. We're done playing nice, MNW. It's time to break some bones and prove why we're the kings of Lucha Libre.
I got chills from that.
Oh, that just has such a classic feel to it. I love it.
Oh, God. I mean, if there's anyone who can deliver a matter-of-fact, just tell all in the under 3 minutes, it is Flyboy Bell. He is, you could say, the most passionate of the three, and that's a lot coming from when Ginger Boy is also in the discussion of the Three Kings. Granted, Ginger Boy is not. I believe he's not employed with Flashbang anymore. Well, MNW anymore. I believe he retired out of MNW, but still, though, he would. Knowing these two as well as I do, they are going to still consider themselves the Three Kings. And with Ginger Boy still being a very close friend of theirs, practically family.
Absolutely. Very unfortunate, however, to hear that Flyboy had to argue with production regarding the mask and attire. That's not. You don't fuck with that around luchadors. I'm sorry. Just do not fuck with that.
No,
at all. That's
you don't.
insulting. That is insulting.
Yeah, for sure. You do not do that, as well as you do not mess with the ladies of Warzone. You do not never discredit them, never discount them, because, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have Kelly, the boss of the Omega Pub and the Omega Club, going up against the main event mistress. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching Kelly AFU going up against the Lady of Conquest herself, Lady Boots. And, God, just...
Wow, Kelly just looking all spruced up. Did she get contacts? Or contacts instead of the glasses?
Contacts? I think that's a new vest. Oh, God, just dropping Boots onto their freaking knee. That's got to wreck somebody's abdomen.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, between the roster, these two can rock it in heels, and they're gonna rock each other.
I don't know how they do it. Legitimately speaking, heels are freaking uncomfortable. I don't know how they are able to not only walk around as flawlessly as they can be, but also to wrestle and compete and do amazing feats of athleticism in them.
Well, just enough practice, and especially given these two, just not necessarily rival factions, but Kelly's always on record saying about having to disconnect her phone, stop all the phone calls from fans and everything else as far as the main event mistress is concerned.
Yeah, the story of Kelly versus Boots goes back to 2021. These two went back and forth for what felt like years in a span of months. I believe they're... I would have to ask Carla, but I believe they're dead even.
We're definitely going to have to check the records on that one. Now, speaking of records, apparently the Omega Pub has cleared off all the bands from the pub to kind of celebrate the post-Vania year ahead of us, which I have a feeling a couple people are going to go back on that fairly soon. Oh, God! Kelly, she's wrenching that arm over and dragging Boots to the ground.
God.
Just choking the life out of her.
Choking the life out of her as well as like beating the crap out of her, the side of her head, and then Boots with a face buster of her own.
Repaid in kindness. Ouch.
And a bit of a strut, shades of Carnival, DDT, crawling up onto Kelly for that, albeit a bit of a weak cover, kick out at 2. Boots is besides herself. She thought that was going to be the last, like the ending shot there. Oh God, just digging the heel right into Kelly's back there. Sorry, digging her knee into the back. Although now I'm thinking about it, those heels could be used as a weapon of sorts. Ooh. Ooh, speaking of which, going in for a super kick, Kelly wisely dodges out of the way and gives her a suplex for her troubles. 1. Kick out at 1. And, oh God, here we just see Boots wailing on Kelly right there. Oh no, not the heel, not the heel. Okay. Driving her knee into Kelly's arm. Oh, and then just adding insult to injury, just digging her heel right into Kelly's face. Nice little jawbreaker to get out of there. Kelly giving some kicks of her own. Oh God, those vicious looking chops there. Ooh, nice little arm drag there. Oh, just stomping on Boots' arm with her own heels. Going to the top. Seriously, how do you balance on those things? Oh, frog splash onto the main event mistress. 2. Ooh, kick out at 2. Looking like Kelly setting up on Boots, trying to go for the AFU, but Boots wisely gets out of the way. Boots saw that coming a mile away, going in for that quick cover onto Kelly. 2. Ooh, kick out at 2 is Kelly. Oh, God, super kick. 1, 2, 3. 2.9, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look like she was trying to go in for another big heel. Kelly catches it and drives Boots down. Combination strikes onto Boots. 1, 2, 3. The Kelly combo ends this contest. I don't know if that's the actual name of it, but that's what I'm calling it. And the boss. Oh, no, I got a better name for it. The Boss Rush.
Boss Rush is a good one. I was going to personally say the Kelly FU.
Well, no, she already has the AFU DDT.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true.
The winner of this match.
Boss Rush is a good one, yeah.
The winner of this match, the boss of the Omega Club, Kelly AFU, and a hard-fought, hard-hitting. Oh my God, that was a stiff match, if anything. Jeez. But seriously though, anybody in Omega Club who can get in contact with Kelly, Boss Rush for the name, like I'm just saying, like it is all yours. And until someone corrects me, that's what I'm going to be calling it. Anywho, so ladies and gentlemen, coming up next. Oh yeah, this one. All right, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a singles match scheduled for one fall. And coming up into the ring, we have the Lord of Lycans, he calls himself, Alistair Evergreen, and the Demon Sharkman, Caradon. So we have a werewolf and a demon shark in a wrestling ring. Something tells me that if there's a rabbi involved, we're going to have like some sort of weird joke. And a very strong start for Alistair.
we got a Lycan. We already saw from our other rookie, our newest one, Todd Bagman, who's just a guy with a paper bag on his head. And then we've got... Oh, God.
Sorry. I am so sorry.
Yeah, and then we've got... I mean, you know.
Yeah, no. We got the guy who is in the argument as the best looking on the roster, and he would definitely argue in favor of himself, but yes. So, but yeah, Alistair is showing some pretty good wherewithal in this match coming out the gate. Ooh,
Is that a pun?
No.
Wherewithal?
Oh, god damn it!
It gets you. Oh, speaking of, god damn it!
I was gonna say, speaking of getting you.
About to...
Yeah, we have Mr. Butler trying to, I guess, psych out Alistair. Oh, backslide onto Alistair. Alistair kicks out at one, and just both Alistair and Carcharodon are just staring at each other intently. Oh god! Now that abdominal stretches, that slam. It was like Mr. Butler's trying to get into the head of Alistair, like Alistair has been trying to get into the head of Butler.
Well, yeah, as he's been messing with the boss, Mr. Butler decided, okay, gloves off. You are trying to get my attention. You're going to pay for it because, I mean, you threatened his boss. You know, Mr. Butler is the bodyguard of Sir Uncle Dunk. And that's not really, that's kind of a slight against his occupation. Kind of an insult to what he does best.
Well, I mean, he's a bodyguard. His last name is Butler.
Oh yeah, Mr. Butler, the bodyguard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which some people keep mixing that up. To be fair,
I know that it's been it's been a source of irritation for him, and well. But speaking of irritation, he has to be upset about Alistair kind of getting ahead in this match. And here we see, which also, notable mention, not only is he trying to get into the head of Alistair and trying to mess him up in this match, but he's also supporting his Bad Batch brother in Carcharodon. So, 2 birds, 1 stone. Oh, God! Driving the knees into Alistair's sternum. Jesus.
Yeah, as you were just saying, though, Joe, Mr. Butler has gone on record saying that the administration needs to beware of the power of the Bad Batch Pack when we were dealing with the administration. But it is sort of now the time for the Bad Batch to start really making their way up, especially with the newer ranks among the roster. And we're going to see a little bit more from other members of the Bad Batch later on, if I'm correct.
Yes, we're going to be seeing...
looking out to be a very good year, regardless.
We're going to be seeing a couple, actually, in the future. Ooh, kick out at 1. Actually, 2. Kick out at 2 is Alistair. See, the thing about this is, Alistair is showing a lot of resiliency. Like, I guess that oh my god! Going from the top, literal top rope into that freaking Phoenix Splash-like maneuver. Ooh, and that senton. 1, 2. Ooh, kick out at 2. Megalodon Impact does not take hold. Ooh, going for that neck breaker. But yeah, you gotta think, this is gonna be serving 2 things for Alistair. Not only is he, withstanding the match against Carcharodon, but he's also probably getting on Butler's nerves at this point, with Butler pretty much going, why isn't he dead yet? Or why hasn't he lost yet? Alistair tried this exact same tactic, and this tactic got Blood Money the loss. So, turnabout being fair play and all. 2, 3, and your winner of this match, Alistair Evergreen. So not only winning the match, but he appears to be winning the war of wit against Mr. Butler. And, so far the rookie is becoming not only a major thorn in the side of Butler, but he's also showing why he is someone to look at, why he is someone that we should be paying attention to, especially because he wants the hardcore title. He wants to prove he is the ace of the hardcore division in the future. So, I mean, how better can you do that by showing how tough you are, how resilient you are, how, well, hard to put down you are. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that, woof. I'm not gonna in this war of mind games. It looks like Alistair has is a bit ahead of this game, and we got a post. We talked about Butler and Alistair, how much Carcharodon was a true shark in that match. Another person I'd like to see in the hardcore division. Yeah, Maximilian Thunderthighs is giving a lot of good insights from his now. I mean, I'd argue and say veteran status. But yeah, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got some words from another member of the Bad Batch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go down to the ring and hear from Sergeant Major Payne.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sergeant Major Payne. And you all know what I've been doing lately. I've been working on my boot camp open challenge to improve myself. I used to be a soldier in the army that was known as Cloud9, but I am my own general now. But apparently, I am not done with Cloud9 business. Just when I thought maybe I could get past that, no, it keeps coming back. I mean you, Ignacio. You know what I'm talking about. For some reason, you keep wanting to get into my business. I don't know what is going on with you, buddy. I just don't know. You know, I thought that we were going to be good. But no, you keep wanting to do whatever it is you're doing. So let's get this done with. So why don't you just come down to this ring and look me in the face, man to man, you awkward bastard. And we can figure out how we're going to settle this so I can get on with my career. So I can rebuild myself into the finest fighting machine Multiverse Nexus Wrestling has ever seen. So I'm waiting. I'm right here. You know where to find me. I'm not hiding from you, buddy. That is the delinquent Nakano Kirishima.
Out here with some words. Yeah, how's it going, Sergeant Major? Listen, we got a couple of issues here that you and I need to work out. Know what I'm saying? Because yeah, we both had an issue with Ignacio, didn't we? We had a bit of a battle going, bit of a tussle, and he interrupted it, didn't he?
You know, I'm kind of glad you're here. I mean, I wanted to talk to Ignacio, but you know, you've been as much of a pain in my ass as he has, maybe more so. I listed the open challenge so I can improve myself, win or lose. You know what? You won the first match. Congratulations, Nakano. You're a great wrestler. And then you had to attack me like a punk-ass bitch.
All's fair in love and fucking you up, dude. All right? That's just how it goes, all right? That's the way the pendulum swings, I guess. But listen, I got backing, I got money, I got all the clout in the world that I need. But something that I want from you is to prove that I am more vicious than you will ever be.
Oh, you want to prove that, huh? You know what? I'd love that. You know, we were having a great match. We were, and then when Ignacio came out, so what, you're asking for a rematch? I'm down for us having a rematch, buddy. But we got a little problem, you and I. It wears a mask, and it doesn't know how to talk in crowds.
All right, so what you're saying is rematch is on pending fucking up awkward Mascario over there. Is that what I'm not picking up what you're putting down correctly there? Is that what we're going with this? Because I might agree with you on this rare occasion.
You know what? What I want is this. You, me in a match where we are assured that we are not going to get interfered with. That Nakano, your buddies aren't going to come down. You know, no Butler, no Unkley. You know, Ignacio doesn't come and interfere because he wants to mess with me. Just you and me in action. So you know what? I'm going to turn it over to Aldini. What do you think?
All right, yeah, perfect. Perfect. Aldini, ban that little giblet stain from ringside. And you got yourself a match that's gonna get top bill, and let me tell you, the Delinquent versus Sergeant Major Payne 2, the one where I fuck you up.
Yeah, you know what? This is good. I like this. I like this. You and I can settle matters. I can have the match I really wanted to have. And we just make sure that no one comes, that everyone is banned from ringside. Just you and me fighting man to man. And we figure out who. Hey, let's take it a step further. How about this? No holds barred. No DQ. How's that sound? Let's do it. Let's go as extreme as we can. And we'll really figure out which one of us is the best at this game. Let's do it, Nakano. You're on. You, me, as brutal as you like, and we will do this. So I will see you as soon as we get that match made by Jerry. Later!
A no holds barred with one stipulation of Ignacio being barred from ringside.
See, it's like I was telling you, it's the delinquent, the undisciplined versus, you know, the self-disciplined soldier. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Two sides of the same coin, just like battling it out. That's I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for it.
At the same time, though, Nakano has gone on record saying, you know, I want to get a little crazy in here because we gotta. Blood Money's got to do the best out of this, and he's not afraid to, you know, be a little bit of a shitty, you know, just like rub a little dirt in there. It's not really necessary, but that's just what he does. He roughs people up so the boss doesn't have to. It kind of makes the name for Blood Money.
Yeah, for sure, and we're hopefully going to be getting that match later on this coming Saturday. And coming up next, however, we have a bit of a tag. We have a tag team match scheduled for our one fall, and we have the Wild Hunt McMorgan and the man, the myth, the legend, Beowulf, going up against Leonid Sanchez. And anyway, it's Wonderball High Voltage.
Anyway, first off, let's have this match.
And we got Wonderball and McMorgan of Clan McMorgan coming up and, chopping at the throat, just coming at Leonid with a flurry of strikes and tags in Beowulf immediately. Good tag team tactics there, going for quick tags, but Leonid Sanchez immediately tries to counteract it and rolls him up a second time. Ooh, hitting the ropes and just sitting on him.
Off with a bang, now getting control there.
Well, so here's going to be an interesting thing. The Wild Hunt are two great,
and just choking the life out of the masked man.
But they are new to tag action.
So ladies and gentlemen, Faye, who do you got there? The fresh tag team of McMorgan and Beowulf, or Leonid Sanchez and Wonderball?
Oh, this is going to be interesting because to kind of paraphrase it, 8-0 has lit a big stinking trash fire under High Voltage because he really wants to push for the tag scene, and he really wants a shot. But on the other hand, you got Beowulf and McMorgan here, who are going to have to just shape up and not necessarily do better, but just really improve and hold the team to basically near perfection, because they're going to have to deal with some of the worst in the business, at least as far as, you know, the underhanded tactics go.
Oh, for sure. And
Because remember, Louis McDonald and Earl King West are a tag team, technically, and Beowulf and Morgan are going to have to both of them at some point.
well, speaking of the devil, and he appears.
Yeah, Louis, Mr. Mystery in the Bank. We don't know what's in that briefcase. He does. He's gonna have fun, and he's out here as well to taunt McMorgan, who's been picking a fight with, well, I'd say pick a fight, but more so he's given a fight to Earl King West, who picked a fight with McMorgan first. And then
Yeah,
Beowulf
that's
is really not having it. To
Well,
get a
there is-
hold of Louis over there, I think,
Ooh,
but
nice
Louis
suplex.
just kind of ran off from
Well,
the looks of it.
The only reason why McMorgan was getting picked on by Earl King was because Earl King was bored.
And it looks like while Beowulf was distracted by Louis, he's just standing and leering over there. Wonderbolt just took a couple moments to just beat into Beowulf, and McMorgan's just like, okay, get the fuck out of here, Louis. He's just really trying to throw him out, but oh god.
McDonald is getting messed up by McMorgan, but we're getting back into the match itself.
Thank
Wonderball
God.
back in
Ref
the ring
is
against
restoring
Beowulf.
order. Thank you, Ref.
Hearing the words from the voice of wrestling himself, the ref got control of this match. And Wonderball just showing off that amazing athleticism, just like retching at the neck of Beowulf and just doing a handstand for flavor. Seriously. The harm assist, as they call him, is just phenomenal. Again, a lot of people I'll say it. Wonderball's very underrated. Not a lot of people talk about him. And here we have Sanchez lifting up Beowulf, just slamming him down. And Beowulf, picking up Wonderball and just dropping him on his knee. That lower back must be on fire. And here we have McMorgan and Wonderball just going at it, retching at the arm, trying to attack his lower back, sending McMorgan into the corner. And just slamming down McMorgan. Bring him into the high voltage corner. Ooh, slamming McMorgan into the turnbuckle. McMorgan fighting out of the turnbuckle. Although, one concern I do have with this match, Louis McDonald has a lot of history with a lot of people, right? And one thing that I'm kind of curious of is Wonderball's, is Louis McDonald helping out his old protege in Wonderball? Setting up Wonderball into the Highlander. Going for that cover. 1, 2. Ooh, kick out at 2.
Beowulf tried to spear Leonid over there in the corner, stop him from running in, although Wonderbolt did kick out. It is very interesting that you mentioned that, though, Joe, because given the history, that could be a motivation, but people just tend not to trust Louis McDonald either way. He could just be taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, but I just really hope that Wonderball doesn't fall into old habits when it comes to Louis. He learned the first time, and here we have the choking hazard. Beowulf getting intercepted by Leonid. Louis McMorgan taps out.
Sheesh, it looks like the damage from Louis' little, not necessarily an ambush, more so an has kind of done its damage. And it looks like Louis McDonald is in to celebrate with them, which is
Interesting,
that is very
to say
interesting.
the least, yeah.
Yeah, he probably just... I'm not sure if that's just a facade or he's genuinely happy for Wonderball, which, I mean, a lot of people would be. Wonderball and High Voltage have been doing fairly well recently.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
It's Louis.
It's Louis McDonald. If two people out of the entirety of Warzone will know Louis McDonald's ins and outs, that's Wonderball and his faction mate, Aiden Zero, who as we have seen him go on a rant for, has a massive, ridiculously throbbing hatred of Louis McDonald because of how bad Louis McDonald screwed him.
Apparently, Wonderball actually kicked Louis after the cameras cut, though.
Oh, he did? Thank God. Like, seriously. Like,
okay, well, that kind of summarizes his thoughts on that. You know, probably decided it wasn't worth risking whatever he was out there to do. Which,
God, no.
Honestly, probably safe. Like, I don't think Aiden wouldn't warn Wonderball, and I don't think either of them wouldn't warn Leonid Sanchez about, Louis McDonald.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like, legitimately speaking, Aiden would not have signed off on that. Wonderball would not have signed off on it. He knows Louis McDonald. He knows that he would not have even, trusted him for a shred of a second. Let alone let alone what McDonald had to offer him. Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, it's High Voltage has a very interesting history with betrayals, as Eden Zero has elaborated on before. He's gone off on situations like that. And you've got Jake Paragon as well, who at some point left High Voltage, if I recall, over shortly after trying to deal with Chaz Lee at prior Multivania, year prior to our latest one.
Yeah,
but it is very interesting. However, like, just try to go back into the thing here. This is the second tag match Louis interfered with now.
Yeah, I believe the first one was with the Olots, the tag team champions.
Yeah, so now it's with High Voltage, who are targeting the tag team champions, and obviously Beowulf and McMorgan. There's a good chance now, I'm thinking maybe closer to 50-50 shot, that it could be a contract for the tag belts, although we have no clue yet. Louis could also just be playing mind games to make us think that. Oh god, but could you imagine him and Wes just actively tearing into the tag scene? Ugh.
I think that Raphael Sampson would have what do you call it? He would have a cast and name of God Ye Are Guilty in store for either of those guys.
I mean, considering their histories in the business, with what Louis McDonald has done, with what King Wes has done.
Oh yeah, they were around when both men had betrayed their friends and faction mates. Initially, they've seen it happen. They've seen everything go down, especially with Raphael's many eyes across his entire body. So yeah, they know what Legion is capable of, to say the least.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting because Louis is definitely going to keep applying this pressure. I would not be surprised, frankly, if he shows up to interrupt another tag match just because he can, and because he's got that mystery briefcase, which we don't know what is in there. It could be anything, but for now, it really much seems like he's it's not juggling, but it's like killing 3 or 4 birds with one stone type of deal. He's got a very good hand right now, and someone's got to, make him fold or make him play.
But until then, Wiley Willie, thank you for resubscribing for 31 months, you madman. God damn, 31 months since I've been doing this. Anyway, but coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got some words from the Warpgate Hardcore Champion. So all aboard the Suplex Express, for we're going to hear from Suplex Sam.
So, Sawyer, you really want to come out here and say some BS like, oh, you're gonna go after all these titles, all these babes out here, huh? They're just weak-minded little fools, alright? They buy soup if I tell them, and I guess they'll believe you if you tell them, huh? But don't worry, babes, the Warpgate title ain't going nowhere because You know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of a note here from my old friend who I beat the piss out of. Y'all remember old Daggy, aka not the hardcore champ no more. You remember him, right? Well, I'm gonna take a little piece out of his book, a little page, a little taste perhaps. Well, let me tell you what I'm gonna do, babes. This is brilliant. I am going to start hand-picking my competitors, and guess what? You two chumps with big aspirations, you ain't on the list. You wanna know who is though, babes? Because eyes can tell you. And I will here shortly, but for suspense, I'm going to pause for a third time. And that is happening. But anyway, the people I have chosen, the competitors that I have handpicked, are going to be registered Anon, that's right, the creepy little weirdo in the vents, as well as that master of street bullshit, Glacierius.
And while that...
So, the hardcore champion is calling his shots. He wants a number one contenders match between Glycerus and Registered Anon, formerly of HR. We have not really known what Anon's been doing ever since coming back from... coming back from himself. I've got no idea what's going on with
Yeah, like he went to the beach or something, like he went on vacation, there was this whole thing, apparently our commentators didn't see it. Aiden Zero's not happy about Anon being back to his old self because apparently that's bad news, but we don't know what that necessarily completely means. Or at least not for the newer viewers. But Anon is, I mean, he's a brutal, bloody individual, and he's just, I mean, he can tear somebody up. So, it's going to be interesting to see how Glacierius and Anon are going to face off against each other. Because while Glacierius is mobile and he's, tricky, he can get the upper hand through underhand, and but it's Anon, registered Anon. So it's going to be I just can't miss it.
For sure. And we're going to be seeing that match later on in the night. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we got a singles match scheduled for one fall, and it is representing GIF Incorporated, Mr. Enigma, and representing VIP, the Doctor of Albanomics, record scratching. This is actually interesting. We have a match between someone who doesn't speak, or I think in his case refuses to speak for some odd reason, and a guy who only speaks in record scratches. I guess the better aspect of this is a fight between two submission specialists. You got Mr. Enigma, master of leg submissions, and the Doctor of Albanomics. I mean, the Maker's Guillotine is so freaking devastating.
And this could come down to both of these competitors on the mat, desperately gasping for air or, being in pain. As you see here, head scissors locked in.
Yeah, Faye, who do you have in this match?
I mean, they're both able to fly, but also skilled,
It's really hard to outvote the Doctor of Albanomics, so, sorry, my audio. It's really hard to outvote the Doctor of Albanomics, so, Enigma is just gonna have to, get the jump on him somehow. Because we don't know a whole lot about the individual other than they were the mystery informant, and that they've been working with Jiff and Pusa Monkey PI for quite some time now.
I mean, for sure. I mean, Papusa Monkey and oh god, Nigma just trapping the leg of Alba right inside of the bottom rope and kicking out at 2. Albanomics just showing off his own kind of resiliency and toughness. I mean, Dr. Albanomics, oh god, besides the world title, name a title that he hasn't held. He is one of the most decorated people that we currently have on the active roster. Oh god. Thrust kick straight to the freaking jaw on that one. Kicking out at 2 is Nigma. That's right, Nigma. The ever raveling mystery that is, oh god, that cutter into that Maker's Guillotine. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most deadliest submissions in all of Warzone. Only under the trials of Osiris from his boss, Ausir Turan. God, that Maker's Guillotine has won him championships, won him feuds, and yet the only thing he hasn't won the MNW Multiverse Championship. Although it wasn't for a lack of trying. And another deadly submission in its own right, that reversed figure 4. I don't know what he calls it. I mean, I assume like the question mark or something. I don't know. God, I'd ask him, but I doubt he'd tell me because, he doesn't talk.
I'm sure commentators, I mean, he can write, obviously. Things are gonna...
Tope Suicida! Mamma mia!
Speaking of, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, remember to fill out any paperwork if you have any moves. If, commentators haven't been calling it or they don't know the name of it, be sure to let them know. So that way they can call out your moves because it's, it's just a matter of pride for you guys.
And, God, Alba just going back to the outside, looking at the devastation that he just laid out with Nigma there. Oh god, tripping him up and just dropping the heels of his sneakers onto the abdomen of Nigma. Here we are back in the ring. Nigma in control. It looks like Nigma's trying to get a little high risk for himself. Top of the rope. Ooh, sitting him down, going for the cover. 2. Kicking out at 2. Oh God! That thrust kick of Alba. Ooh, almost a 3 count, but 2.9. A lot of close calls on Warzone this past Saturday. Oh, another thrust kick. Looks like he's setting him up. Yep, that cutter, and then a Maker's Guillotine applied onto Nigma. Middle of the ring, nowhere to go, and Nigma taps. The winner of this match, the Doctor of Albanomics. Another win for VIP. VIP looking very strong. And just that's... Look at him, the saunter and the shake, rattle, and roll. But yeah, that was a fantastic match between 2 submission specialists. I wouldn't be surprised if Nigma tries to go for a rematch with just submission rules.
We're gonna have to see because it's around the time of year where everyone's kind of just refreshing, getting back into the swing of things. Oh boy, and with GIF and GIF Incorporated and Mystery Inc. combined, they're gonna eventually run into some sort of case or something that they're gonna need to be full gear on. So it can't hurt to just completely stay in shape, which is another aspect of the business that these sorts of investigators really benefit from. Because sometimes you just have to confront your target or your suspect in the ring. That's really the only thing you can do.
For sure. But I mean, Speaking of targets, ladies and gentlemen, last week we had a bit of a bit of a misunderstanding from the Nexus Titan champion Ken and his mentor Exar Kun, and we're gonna go back down to the ring to hear from the champion himself. Ladies and gentlemen, it's gotta be Kane.
I want you to all understand. Now listen to my voice. Even a year ago, if I came out here, I would be ranting uncontrollably, just bubbling with emotions I didn't know anything to do with. And Exar Kun, you have taught me focus. You have taught me how to channel my emotion. But last week, Master, I had beaten Juan Chance. He was defeated. I showed that I was the better wrestler. And in my victory, you threw a chair in the ring. Exar Kun, let's talk about the chair in the room. That's right, folks. I have something to say about that chair. The chair was unnecessary. I didn't need the chair to win. He was already defeated. I didn't need... What was I supposed to do? Show my dominance over him? I had already done that. Using the chair would have sullied my victory because it would have added unnecessary damage. So, Master, I understand you like to create pain, that it breaks people's chains, but it is not my way. So at some point, you and I are going to have a long conversation to establish where we stand, and what I will show everyone that I will be the most dominant Nexus Titan champion they have ever seen. They will fear all 8,602 of my moves. But I do not need to humble an already humbled opponent. He was defeated. He was done. Oh, for God's sakes, it was Juan Chance. What more did I need to do? So, Master, let's have a meeting of the minds. All right, so I guess Kane.
Kane calling out his master, his mentor, Exar Kun, for a bit of an explanation as to what is going on between them. I mean, I will give Kane this. He's trying to approach this he's trying to negotiate with Kane in a amicable way. So, I mean, points there, but I mean, when have you known Sith to negotiate?
Right. Honestly, there's always going to be a point where the apprentice will, as I said last week when we covered the chair incident, it's going to be a point where Kane is going to have to go separate ways. He's going to have to come and develop into himself. Whatever his philosophy as just, a completely developed person will be, whether Sith or not. Because, I mean, there's just many ways that he can go about it, and he sets the standard as the next Titan champion. I mean, he beat Lady Boots fair and square, the main event mistress, she was a phenomenally tough competitor. And Kane has ever since then, been doing nothing but trying to set a standard for what the Nexus Titan belt would be. It's kind of like being the face of the Nexus in its own way. It's like you're the best in the Nexus, you are a people's champion. It could be that he's feeling a responsibility to, especially now, like a little push, like for an external force that's telling him to do what he thinks is right for the title scene. And it's not attacking people. Not needlessly attacking people. The fact that he doesn't want to do that and go down that route kind of shows that he understands the responsibility of being a champion and setting that example for the rest of his competitors. Because he doesn't want to see that from himself, so why would he want to see that from anybody else?
For sure, as well as we got a post out on social media from Maximilian Thunderthighs. Anyone who sleeps on Juan is going to end up on the losing end, but Kane is my friend, so I'm conflicted. Yeah, Kane had some very harsh words against Juan Chance there. I mean, Juan Chance is always going to be improving, always going to be like trying to make himself better than he was yesterday. Kane just kind of had better control of that match and was, well, very dominant, especially when his master was at his ringside. Probably why he was like, nah, I don't need this chair. I don't need to. I don't need to do. I don't need to take.
You don't need to sully the moment, really.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to ruin the moment. I've already beaten him. We could just go. But Kane's like, sorry, Exar was like, nah, make him hurt. Make him like feel the pain of this moment or something like that. I don't know Star. I don't know Sith or how Sith work. But speaking of pain, we have a, I guess, hardcore contention match scheduled for one fall. And we got the Master of Street Lucha, Glycerus, going up against, formerly of HR, Registered Anon, and Jesus Christ, look at him. He got jacked.
Well, he definitely didn't go to the beach. He went to the fucking gym. What the hell?
He went to Muscle Beach.
Okay, alright, okay, I'll let you have that one. Yeah, fucking hell.
God, just carrying Glycerus up like he was nothing. Like, is this what he mentioned about getting back to the real me? Like, getting back to who Anon truly is?
Wait,
the hungry wolf?
Oh, yeah, I think Aiden Zero said something about, like, a hungry wolf or something on commentary when he... Oh, it was the week he called Louis McDonald out, actually. But yeah, no, he said that's bad, like something about a wolf. Maybe this is what he meant. Uh-oh.
Yeah, like, legitimately speaking, all of the old guard, when Anon made the post on social media about, I am going back to the real me. Oh, God, just catches him into a powerbomb and setting him up into that pinning combination. I'm just dropping the leg onto Glycerus. But, like, all of the old guard in the Nexus collectively shuddered and grew concerned the moment Anon made that post. Grim was even like, you realize how bad this is for everybody, right? And here we see Glycerus looking for some plunder and finds a kendo stick and smacks it across the back of Anon. But yeah, seriously, if you're even on Grim's radar of, you realize how fucked up this is, right? Yeah, no, you're doing something. Oh, Tilt-A-Whirl head scissors. Oh, and a standing press there. God, the fucking frequency of how Anon is just carrying Glycerus with ease. Glycerus is not a small man, mind you. I mean, yeah, average height and very muscular, but he's carrying him like he's nothing. Oh, Jesus.
We've seen Anon actually bench press Gore Wheel of all people, and he is not a tiny man. He's like easily, like, he's like 2 heads bigger than Anon.
And, like, Glycerus has to, like, he is doing a very smart thing here. He is trying to combat Anon's power with ingenuity, agility, and going for weapons. Like, Spanish Fly.
Do not be deceived by Registered Anon. The man is just a titan in his own way, and it is a frightening thing to be on the receiving end of, especially when he, like I was saying, the bloody end.
Has that, like, he smells the blood in the water sort of deal. And that gorilla press, Glycerus smacking his friggin' legs against the stairs, and a sunset flip. Well, not Sunset Flip, that's Code Red, actually. Never mind. Just pulling at the leg of Anon. See, this is what I'm talking about. Glycerus is doing the smart thing here. He is staying on top of Anon, trying to not let him get any kind of offense in. Oh, God, just throwing in him. Just tossing him into the barricade here. But yeah, he's playing it very smartly, but unfortunately, Anon is just becoming a little too much for Glycerus right as of this current moment. God. If this was what it was like for the wolf to be on the hunt, I am concerned for Suplex Sam. And Suplex Sam might have to just drop the entirety of his stipulation of not using weapons. I mean, Power Surge brought it out of him, but I think Anon is going to have to be the one. He's like, no, I have to kill you. I have to destroy you right now.
Because otherwise you're going to kill me. And,
yeah.
I don't think Suplex Sam wants to die. Well, I mean, okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't think Anon has killed anyone. Please say no. No, you're watching at home.
Ooh, slamming Anon down, just setting up that ladder. What for? I've got no idea. Okay, he just ends up dropping it. I guess he was trying to wedge it somewhere and realized that it just would not work. In between the ring and the barricades is actually very, very wide, surprisingly. Fakes out Anon. He's attempting to play mind games with this man. Oh, God, trying to step into a Boston Crab. Breaks out of it. Setting up Glycerus for the bloody end. Going to that cover. 2. Kicking out at 2. But Anon is not letting up. He's getting right up and close and personal. Glycerus trying to get some form of momentum back his way. Oh, God, that pile driver. Oh, sizing him up once more. Got him up. Oh, God, not into the turnbuckle, Anon. Not into the turnbuckle. In the bloody end. Okay, he missed the turnbuckle just by a hair. 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, registered Anon. And I think the hardcore division has just been put on notice with that. Number one contender for the Warpgate Hardcore Championship. He's going to be facing Suplex Sam in the near future. And I have become immediately concerned for the entirety of the Warzone roster. It was all fun and games, and when he was HR, and then he went all crazy, which is kind of crazy that I'm saying that out loud about Anon. But now oh, God. But
yeah, a little bit deadly.
Just a bit, just a scotch. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, speaking of crazy, we got we're going to go back down to the ring to hear from the Constant Nightmare, the Big Oof champion, Constantinople.
Well, the belt that I hold, that tremendous piece of metal that brings out such feelings deep within myself. It's time to feel those feelings once again and open up said challenge. It's time once again to taste the blood, the viscera, the sweat, the things that make me feel oh so alive. So if anyone would like to challenge me, to face your deepest fears, to face chaos in nature itself, be my guest, for I shall not be defeated by any who is simply coming out here for glory or for money. No, the motivations must be much deeper. The route to chaos must be much thicker, much more...
Former tag team partner.
Oh boy. Member of GIF Inc. as well.
That is, but he doesn't get on the mic very often.
Oh, Constantinople, my old friend. We were once as brothers. But look at how you have fallen. This warp has twisted you. I barely recognize you. But worst of all, you left me behind. We had dreams as children to come.
No. I'm not alone. I have not descended anywhere. I have ascended to greatness. I have accepted the great truth of chaos, and I have become something greater than you will ever be. You are the one who accepts this human mediocrity and disappoints me, brother. So what have you come out for?
Oh, I thought it was obvious what I was out for. I accept the challenge. I will be your contender for the Big Oof Championship. But I have something else I need to make sure you understand. Our bond, it is gone.
Oh, it's a shame you say that. You were the one piece of flesh I still had something of longing for. But if you want that connection severed, then fine, so be it. You are another piece of ash. You are another obstacle in the way. You, then, by your own request, have signed your death warrant, brother.
Brother, no more. In fact, I renounce the name Istanbul. No longer that which connected us. The play on being the same is gone. I shall come forth now with my birth name.
Your insignificant, stupid human name means nothing to me. My true self, my true form, my true name are things that would twist your mind into goo. They are concepts which them alone would be able to pin you in this ring, let alone my full glory.
And with that, I know how far you have fallen, Constantinople. But just be aware, you no longer face Istanbul. It will be the constant nightmare versus Osman Kilik. I suppose it always was going to be this way once you fell.
You uneducated swine are all the same. I hope to see you in this ring, and I hope to rip that identity, that petty little thing that is keeping you aloft in this world. I hope to rip it to shreds and alleviate your mind from the burden of consciousness.
Oh, but Constantinople, you forget how we really met. You forget where I truly come from, how you wished for companionship and found me. It is time I remind you who I truly am.
I understood like 60%.
All right, so we have a lot to unpack there. First, we're going to be seeing Istanbul, or Osman Kilik, going up against Constantinople, the constant nightmare, for the Big Oof Championship in the near future, as well as that little bit towards the end. What he said, how we truly met. You wished for companionship, and I arrived. What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe he's just kind of alluding to the fact that it's not, it really hasn't been all a nightmare. Like Constantinople maybe just had good fortune, and perhaps he just kind of feels offended that Constantinople forgot, or maybe threw that away in a sense. I mean, if Istanbul is going to reject the name, it's kind of like rejecting the history up until now. So,
Like, because like he made it seem like he like appeared out of nowhere when, I mean, I'm looking at Osman at the moment. Like, I mean, yeah, he could do a little less on the Turkish oil grease, but like, I doubt the man could just like appear out of nowhere half the time like a freaking, I don't know, extra dimensional being. Jif would be on his ass about that.
I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. Probably he's just generally. I just think he's speaking to. Oh, you were at such a down point in your life, and you forget that I was there for you at that point. Like we've been seeing a little bit of that recently, but I mean we're gonna have to see, because I think you're probably right that there is something a little bit more. This is the Nexus. This is the multiverse extended to it. There's always a surprise or something around the corner,
For sure, but we will not know until we get until I guess the fight. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event. Semjax put out an open challenge to see who is going to be another contender for his, that's still kind of crazy to me to say, but his multiversal championship. And coming down to the ring first is the Forrest Wade. And talking to Mama Wade, coming down to the ring, and here is your champion, ladies and gentlemen, sporting a brand new belt. And we're going to get a little bit of a better look at this. Look at that belt, ladies and gentlemen. Coated. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of like this design much better.
I think someone on social media was speculating that it resembles an old belt that was in the Nexus or Multiverse at some point. But I can't remember exactly which one they referred to. If someone would happen to know.
Oh God, I think that was before the Inquisition arc. But we have a correction from Travis Carey. Simjax did not make the open challenge. Jerry forced it upon him, and the brass picked Forrest. Oh, thank you, Travis. I forgot to keep my notes up.
Yeah, it's because they need to have a proper multiversal title defense. I mean, considering what happened to the last person.
And I'm not gonna lie, the brass picked a very good competitor here in Forrest the Fortress. I mean, his size and surprising agility is outstanding, to say the least.
You give him an inch, he is going to take a mile.
And here we have some.
Absolutely, but it's Forrest has quite the challenge in front of him though, because Semjax is really not afraid to throw some weight around, and he's really not afraid to get a little bloody if things need be. So I really wish nothing but the best for Fortress, and that nothing terrible happens to him as a result of this.
I mean,
like, win or lose.
You mentioned about not afraid to getting a little bloody, even though we're dealing with a vampire against a mortal man here. Things are going to get bloody regardless.
True. But, he's not leader of the Conquest bloodline for nothing, though.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the mastermind that orchestrated essentially the biggest heist of MNW. Like winning the multiversal championship away from Zako.
And
Oh,
successfully
God.
dodging
Ooh.
another heist as well. Ouch, but Forrest is just coming in straight for the
God.
noggin. But those kicks, yikes.
God, just I think with the title, Simjax is becoming a bit more like he's gotten a lot more confident. He has shown that he had essentially the final trump card. Oh, and here we have death and taxes applied onto the champ. Sorry, deduct this, not death and taxes. Death and taxes is something completely different. So deduct this and just throws the champion onto the side, withstanding the freaking full Nelson. Oh, God, now putting him into a chokehold. Just putting the entirety of his weight onto Semjax. God, that is like that's like 375, a pure freaking accountant right there. Freaking literally feeling the weight of the IRS. Ooh, 2.5.
You say dodge the full weight of the IRS. I'm kind of imagining the IRS investigating like a long-time vampire for like they think he's embezzling, but no, he's just a vampire. So,
I mean, he probably I don't
like it's literally just the same guy over 400 years. He's not like impersonating somebody else that died.
Wouldn't Semjax be kind of older than the IRS? You know what? No, we're not going to get into this. We're not going to get into this discussion.
Oh God, Joe, no! This is how we find out there's a space IRS or some shit.
There is a multiversal IRS that Forrest has actually mentioned in a previous call-out episode, and it's about as terrifying as you think it is. The feral knee.
Oh God.
1, 2, 3. The feral knee won him the championship, and it won him in his defense. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner.
A proper defense.
Your winner and still multiversal champion, the leader of the Conquest Bloodline. Oh God, Semjax in, and here comes Mega Blitz X running down to the ring.
The high-flying hero is on the way. He said he would be ready to face off against Semjax. He's been in the wait. Oh God, just dropping him back into the mat. He's been in waiting, and he's going after that belt at some point.
Waiting for the match to properly end, like the honorable man that he is, and going in. Oh, it looks like he's trying to go for a head scissors, but Semjax just drops him.
Mega's gonna have to be careful though, because the rest of the Conquest Bloodline is, they got his scent. And they're probably on guard, given Semjax's presence.
Oh, they're probably on their way right now. Oh God, just combination strikes as he just sits down and stares at the hard cam like a cheeky little bastard that he is.
We saw Lady Boots and Carnivale in the building earlier, and where there's Semjax, Gorm's not far behind.
Oh, I assume Gorm is like always in gorilla, like just staring at anybody who would dare to come
in
near
attack
the curtain.
mode.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, hey, here's Gorm.
Got a little, he's decked out in his bloodline gear.
The enforcer of the blood of conquest, strutting down to the ring, looking to help his boss get away from this foe. And here we see Maximilian Thunder Thighs. Anyone hear a crack of thunder? Because Thunder Thighs is intercepting Gorm to help Mega Blitz out.
And Max taking down Gorm.
God. Although, I'm not going to lie. I think Gorm would flinch at any time he would hear thunder.
I mean, you're not mistaken.
And here... And that's kind of where the camera just kind of cuts. But yeah, like Mega Blitz has not forgotten about what Semjax has done, and he's still going back at him. And Maximilian, and finding an unknowing ally in Maximilian Thunder Thighs. And okay, give me a second to set everything up. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a call in. Give me a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, MNW Firing Line.
Hello there. It is Maximilian Thunderthighs. How are you doing tonight?
I am all right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the great behemoth himself, Maximilian Thunderthighs. Whoops. Oh, that's not the image. I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know why it just defaulted you to Travis's.
That's all right. My image is always spitting, and we already know. You can even see my image in your head when I speak. Everybody knows who I am, and that's all right. That's what I want. I want everybody to have a positive image, and that image is me.
So, Max, I have to ask, why'd you save Mega Blitz from, I guess, the immovable object that is Gorm?
Well, I mean, if you've got the immovable object, you've got to have an unstoppable force. And that is today, tonight, and for the future, until Mega Blitz gets his title shot, me.
All right, so, I was hearing about, like, a lot of your goals going forward. Like, are you going to be like going after Gorm while also trying to go after gold as well? Because I remember
I'll make this clear.
Okay.
While yes, I have aspirations to take the world title belt. That nobody can deny that, and I already made my bet to myself, and I'm going to follow through with that. Whether Semjax has it or not is not my decision. But there is somebody right now who I know can get the job done, and that is Mega Blitz. And Mega Blitz and I, well, when I first started, he held me a long time ago against Gore Wheel and Power Surge. And I didn't forget that. So until he gets his title shot, no member of Conquest Bloodline will get in his way or in my way. Because if he's got an unstoppable, immovable object, then I will be that unstoppable force and put back the Conquest back down to just a quest. Semjax, if you're listening, I'm not alone in this one either. You're not the only one with a few allies on his side. And that's a promise to you and to everybody on this roster. The Carmen Rider is coming for you, and he's got the big green behemoth right behind him.
Not to alarm you there, Max, but we got a message out on social media from Taylor Temple, the representative of the Conquest Bloodline. Mr. Maximilian, my client has a word with you this coming Saturday.
Oh, that's okay. I've got one word for him. 4. Goodbye.
What?
4.
You know what? Say what you will about Maximilian Thunderthighs, amazing performer. I mean, I think he's a part of he's like this third most popular name on the Make-A-Wish program for MNW. I mean, and just overall fantastic guy. He knows how to keep people on that hook. Because what does 4 mean? Besides the number.
Well, we're probably going to have to find out this coming Saturday or the next.
For sure. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more bit of business to get through when it comes to Warzone, and that is the Warzone Moment of the Week.
He is docking the tax man. This match literally is death and taxes.
DDT.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, here it comes. It is the feral knee.
Feral knee lands. That's a devastating strike, and there it is.
And your winner, and still Multiverse Heavyweight Champion, Semjax.
Well,
Semjax
maintains his... Oh, it's Mega Blitz!
Mega Blitz!
Mega Blitz is a champion that got interfered with due to the machinations of Semjax If he had won that match, he'd be our #1 contender, and he almost won it.
Big chop drop kick into a head scissors takedown and another drop kick.
Yeah,
Big right hand. Oh my God, just throwing Semjax around.
I mean, these two their rivalry has been going back most of last year. It is clearly not over.
Retro hero versus a classic villain. Who do you got if this comes to blows in a championship match, Jerry, and not just a fight here in the ring? Who would you think has that one?
I mean, that's a great question. Again, we got a henshin hero versus a vampire. They have definitely gone back and forth. Usually, Mega Blitz's biggest problem is the numbers game. He can take on Samjax one-on-one, but he rarely gets that opportunity. He often finds himself facing the whole of the bloodline. Oh, speaking of which!
Gorm emerging from the shadows.
It's Gorm. There's that numbers game. The unstoppable Gorm going to ringside to help his boss. Wait a minute!
The man who took out the longest reigning.
That's Max! Maximilian Thunder Thighs!
That stupid lump of muscle anywhere! Maximilian! Maximilian! Maximilian!
And Max taking down Gorm.
Gorm, the man who broke the back of our longest reigning champion, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, you're not mistaken. And
Mega Blitz X running in after the match, and Maximilian Thunder Thighs helping out his hang on. God damn it. Helping out his fellow masked friend. That is your moment of the week, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Firing Line for tonight. I will kind of make a mention. I said this earlier on in the night. For the next couple of weeks, there is not going to be a Firing Line present. So we're going to be back in session on October the 6th on the road to break down Halloween. So the reasoning for this is I need some, with the news of the, I guess, let's just say the news of the kidnapping is becoming more apparent every day, and they're going to be releasing a public statement in the coming future. And yeah, let's just say they recommended I stay away from the limelight for a couple of weeks. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back on the 6th, so no worries. But yeah, that is Firing Line. Faye, is there anything that you would like to tell the Firing Line audience?
Well, just remember to tune in with us. We have Flashbang tomorrow at its regularly scheduled time slot. And you will catch that on twitch.tv/EdwardBosco. And of course, its sister show, Warzone, which you will be catching on twitch.tv/Dr. Calban. Remember to join us this weekend to see the unfolding. Oh, we got quite a little bit on our plate. It's very nice to see all the heroes rallying this early, but we're gonna have to see the action live. But other than that, I'm gonna pass it over back to our host.
Ladies and gentlemen, for my co-host Fei Jin, I am Jomo Joe, and we are signing out.
Hey, it's Flashbang's Tiki the Troll here to remind you to pay that toll. How, you may be asking? Ha! Easy. Just be sure to give us a like, throw down a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Then we'll be seeing you around. For the, next payment.